The faithful at the arena saw the last of their team last Saturday, and they didn't even know it. The following day, the axe fell at the NBL. With Big Ray O's out of contention, chasing an NBA career, it'll be Curl and Williams loading up to go with Sydney's outside shooters. The Cats at least want the last word before their 9 lives expire.
Here we go.
The Kings should be able to do it, but this is the Kings we're talking about.
All right, well, let's take a look at these starting fives now. And the Sydney Kings look powerful with Heal and Burton in the backcourt. Stephen Whitehead, Melvin Thomas and Bruce Bolden. Now for the Supercats, it's the sharpshooting Simon Curl, Matt Scalzi, Reuben Sapwell, Cecil Exum and Ramsey. And the benches, Tim?
We've got Brad Rose in the little pocket rocket backup point guard for the Sydney Kings. Justin Withers, who's been playing very well lately. Danny Williams and small forward Brad Williams with Neil Turner, the big centre, rounding off. And a very depleted Geelong Supercats bench. We've got Andrew Saldenis, a former Sydney Kings player, Michael Virtue and Brabham on the end.
And we're in the hands of Roger Shields, referee, one of the nation's best. I wonder whether he'll have his hands full tonight. The Sydney Kings have a playoff game coming up. Now, what happens this week, Tim Morrissey, and they'll really want to get away to a good win here and go into that with plenty of confidence.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great time for them to fine-tune before their last with their last game of the regular season.
Well, I think they'll get plenty of shooting practice here out on the target range, but it's Geelong with first use of the basketball in the club's final game into the league in 1982 and out in 1996, and the first shot of the game is a miss from Simon Curl. But Cecil Exum's in there working hard, and he puts 2 down, and they hold sway early. The first basket going the way of the Supercats.
Well, this is a great opportunity for the Sydney Kings to really work on their game tonight. You see Shane Hill just a little bit short on that three-pointer. But really what coaches and players talk about going into the playoffs is momentum, and you want to go in with the right momentum.
Well, they certainly have momentum after a terrific win last week against Adelaide, and they will want to go on with the job. And the Supercats playing man-to-man defense, and at the other end, the Kings likewise. There's a matchup. Burton and Curl. Interesting contest, Tim.
Very interesting contest. You see Simon Curl and Shane Hill are best of mates, and they had a little friendly wager during the week. And basically what's at stake, if Simon Curl can score 40 points on Isaac Burton and the Supercats win tonight, Shane has to fly him to the States to watch him play with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, and Isaac's very fired up about this.
Yes, and here they are going at it now, and you can see Simon Curl wearing 2 armbands. Not happy at all about the demise of the Supercats, but there's a shot from Rupert Sapwell, and they're on a flyer. They're up by 5, and we join Bill Fisher.
Yeah, you mentioned the matchup between Isaac Burton and as we should have done, you mentioned the matchup there with Isaac Burton. He was told just before they went out that he would have Simon Curl. It was reiterated to him, and his eyes lit up. He says, I really want this job tonight.
Cecil Exum with a little fake to beat Bolden, but only gets as far as the help defense. Here's Simon Curl. Puts it down low on the baseline. Supercats have started very bright up-tempo here. Good shot from Matt Scalzi. He's a guy with a future, and he'll be playing for his future here too, hoping that some coaches around the league will take a look at this and leave them with some good memories, and that was a great shot from down low.
This is one area the Sydney Kings are really going to have to work on, is their defense, particularly going into the playoffs. They say defense wins finals, but at the moment they're letting Geelong get too many easy shots, and that's the last thing you need against a team like this, who is their last game of the season. They don't need any extra emotion.
It seems the feel is still there for Isaac Burton. And he comes from behind for the steal. Great defense. Both ends he's working, Isaac Burton. And Shane Hill, terrific baseline drive. He blasts past. And it's now 8-7. It's Geelong. Fantastic. All the way home. Slam, jam, dunk there. Oh, Melvin Thomas. I'd like to have another look at that, Tim.
Yeah, here we see baseline, and Melvin Thomas just straight up, and Rupert Sapwell just turned into a poster child on that one.
He really did elevate, and the score now 18-12. It's the Sydney Kings over the Geelong Supercats. We'll be back
to try out for a CBA team, so very undermanned at the moment.
Yes, they are, but I like the way Ramsey and Singlet number 10's playing, and there's a nice layup. He was going for the big dunk, Matt Scalzi, and he was just hampered on the way, and it's way downtown, and it's all net. He sinks it. Isaac Burton, 3 from 3-point land. Magic finish, 27-24. It's the Kings over Geelong.
All right, Sydney, it's time for the movie Blue Line Shootout.
Matt Scalzi.
He's got some excellent hops. He just took the elevator up that time and really ran it in Sydney King's face. Great pass by Simon Curl.
And strong at the other end, Stephen Whitehead. He's really involved in this. 44 plays 38. 30 seconds left in the first half. An opportunity for the Supercats. No matter what happens over the next 30 seconds, I think they'll go into halftime pretty pleased with their performance here. And if they could score a couple and then hold the Kings at the finish, well, I think they'd be pretty happy with their effort. Let's see how they go as we wind down to halftime. There's just 20 seconds left. In fact, the shot clock going with the game clock, so Geelong ought to have the last crack at it. Let's see how they can control the game and control the tempo. With just 10 seconds left. Curl, they come out to double team. There must be 3 players. It's a long bomb. Oh, great. Good attempt there by Cecil Exum. It's the miracle. Doesn't deliver, but it's been a pretty good first half. It's been entertaining, and Geelong have really come to play. They're putting it to the Sydney Kings, and the halftime score, Sydney 44, Geelong 38. Look at this. Just, well, scant regard for his safety sample, and he was a little unlucky that nothing was called. And big Melvin Thomas just looks down in disdain at the end of this.
Well, great non-call by the referees.
Andrews refused to come out after half-time. Wasn't happy that he was sitting on the bench. So, as I said, had a few words with the coach and is now addressed in his civvies. He's not going to take any further part in this game. He's not a very happy camper at all.
Sensational news there from Bill Fisher. Andrews Valdenis walks out mid-game in the last game for the Supercats, but they needed a big man out there. He didn't hit the court. It's fairly well documented that he and the coach Ian Stacker don't get on. So that's 2 players who've walked out. 1 2 days before the game.
One at half-time.
At half-time. Oh, Simon Curl, that's one rip. And Cecil Exum flies, pulls down the rebound, but the Kings are out and running in the open floor. Isaac Burton fakes it and almost makes it. Melvin Thomas picks it up and is hacked for his trouble, so there's plenty of excitement in the entertainment centre now. Oh, really got up there, Isaac Burton. That would have been a great make. Here's the reply. We saw it there from Melvin Thomas in live action.
Well, he's certainly one of the most exciting young players in the NBL at the moment. Let's hope he gets picked up by a good team. He's certainly got a big future in this game.
Yes, I think he's shown us enough already to suggest he can really do something. And Shane Hill sees Isaac Burton on one side of the floor and says, anything you can do, buddy, I can match it. Bill Fisher.
Yeah, Alan Black's getting really upset with some of his players at the moment. You remember the last time they played here, the Kings didn't get the ball inbound from the baseline quick enough and it was turned over. A couple of times it's looked like happening here in the last couple of plays. And Alan Black's gone off at his players saying, get the ball in, forget about arguing, and let's get the ball into play.
Alan Black, not a happy man, but his Sydney Kings are out in front, leading 58, Geelong 47.
Just both teams showing that there's a little bit of negative reinforcement.
So when does he put it in his mouth?
I don't know. I think he deserved to put it in his mouth after today's game.
When they've got it won. They kick it wide. Scalzi. No. Here's Isaac Burton. He's ditched the rubber band, picked up the leather. 24 seconds left, and I think he's going to the line.
Number 9, Rupert Sackwell is 4th.
Tell you something, he's not letting that rubber band go.
Well, it's a real superstition thing for him, and it's broken, so He just doesn't like playing without it.
If you just joined us, you could be forgiven. He was having his post-game meal. It looks like spaghetti.
Yeah. Well, his pre-game meal's starting to come up. But remember, over in Perth, he broke his rubber band in the warm-up, and he made King's media officer Kevin Nicholson search high and low to find one. Otherwise, he didn't want to play.
Oh, Simon Curl. It's a shame they just couldn't find him a little more regularly in this final term, because he's hit 3 magnificent three-pointers. And almost the big alley-oop dunk. Oh, here they come. Come on, Simon, have a shot. Reuben Sapwell. They go down. Scalzi can't make it. It's 100 to 94. It's all over. They can't win it. Here's Whitehead, and what a finish. No, he can't put it away. But the game is won. We finish up with a scoreline of 100 to 94. It was the Sydney Kings over a brave Geelong Supercats. They were magnificent in their final game in the National Basketball League. They can really hold their heads high. I mean, they really put it to the Kings. They were gone, they were down. Big double-figure numbers, down 16, 18 points at various stages. They got it back to a 1-point deficit, but they were unfortunate. They just couldn't hit the front. If they maybe could have reached the lead, they might have been able to go on with it, but they'll be well pleased with their effort. Sydney now, well, they've got to go and prepare for a big playoff game this Thursday. Tim, do you think we can back them with any confidence?
Well, the Kings have been very good this year on their home court, and it's a crucial game. They must win that first one. Otherwise, we can virtually write them off in the first round of the playoffs. It's going to be tough to win 2 on the road.
They showed some poise too as the Geelong Supercats threw everything at them. They were able to score some good baskets down the stretch. They were rock solid. They were able to finish off, and in the end they proved too good. So the Sydney Kings now head for their post-season action. Well, the Geelong Supercats can go and have a shower, and they can lament what might have been. Bill Fisher's with us on the sideline.
And Isaac, a little bit closer in the end than you really needed that one to be.
Yeah, we didn't want it close, but we knew they would come out here fired. Their last game of the franchise history, we knew they, what they was coming out to do. Some shots didn't fall. We played around a little. That's, what we got to work on. We played around with the team and let them back in and gave them the confidence, and they came back. Luckily, we sustained it in the end.
In the third quarter, you and Shane seemed to really take it away from them, and that seemed to give you guys a nice buffer. You should have gone on from it from there.
Yeah, I think me and Shane and the rest of the guys have done a great job this whole year. We had a third quarter fall leads and whatever, but me and Shane just got them through it. We didn't have to be playing. Nothing the coach said do. You and Shane do it. It's just something that just happened. And I appreciate Shane for jump-starting me.
You got, well, I think in the end you got about 24, 26 points. You got a lot of threes. You and Shane seem to be working pretty well together there for a while. Were you helping each other out?
Well, we knew he was up there to 3-point percentage tonight, so Shane said he wasn't going to miss, and I said I wasn't going to miss. Unfortunately, I missed 2. I don't know how many Shane missed, but I think I beat him in overall tonight.
Congratulations. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Isaac Burton heading for playoff action. The Sydney Kings 100, the Supercats 94. Basketball games don't come much more entertaining than that one.
It was very intense. Shane, the battle between you two tonight seemed to get quite involved there for a while.
Well, I don't know which game you were watching, mate. We didn't play on each other, but
well, no. I saw Simon hit a 3 in your face there at one time, and you came back and tried to do it back.
He could have had 50 on me, as he stated in the paper. He's a very good offensive player. We always have a good battle, and a lot of fun.
Simon, your situation tonight, obviously very tough to come out and play this game tonight.
I think tonight we were pretty revved up. I mean, when your livelihood gets taken away from you, it's amazing the emotions that come out in people. And I think tonight, especially with the squad we had, we had 3 kids that were 18 years old and, hadn't really played NBL before, and they came out, played hard, and I think the emotion just really took over.
In that third quarter, Shane and Ice started to burn you guys a bit, didn't it? And you guys really had to pull them back.
Yeah, their transition's just incredible. I think it's the most lethal transition in the league. And I mean, especially when you got, I think we're just pretty lucky Shane, didn't shoot as well as he has been all year. Because I think if he had been, we would have been in a lot of trouble.
Shane, what was it like playing a team in the situation like the Supercats were in tonight?
I mean, it was a bit difficult because they didn't have their imports and it was a little bit hard to get focused, and we probably didn't respect them as much as we should have because they did have a lot of players that we hadn't even heard of. And apart from Simon, they didn't have a lot of scorers. So that was a little bit difficult, but the fact that they weren't going to be playing next year had no bearing on our thoughts at all. But they came out fighting hard and got some points on the board, and you know, it was a little bit disappointing for us to go into a semi-final match next week with that sort of form.
Yourself and Ice had your own little three-point duel there for a while.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I couldn't hit the side of a barn, and Ice was shooting very well, so it looks like he won the three-point percentage for the year. And, you know, he's had an amazing year, and at the start, he probably didn't make the shots, and that was probably his biggest fault. And he's just come so good, and he's probably one of the best all-round players in the league now.
Did I read it right? You seem to be trying to isolate him a couple of times there to let him shoot it?
Oh, no, we always work very well together. And if I get the opportunity to drive because players play up on me so much, he's waiting there at the three-point line so many times. And, you know, if I can penetrate and dish and he knocks down the three at 50% of the time, and, you know, that's a great game.
Simon, in the dressing room after this game, what's it like out there?
Oh, it was very emotional. You know, a lot of players, you know, I don't think there's some guys you won't see for a few years. And, you know, when you spend so much time, you know, 6, 7 days a week with these guys, it's very unfortunate to have to leave them under these circumstances. But, you know, we're all pretty close, and it was very, very sad in there at the moment.
Mate, thanks a lot. Thanks for both of you, and congratulations. All the best in the playoffs, and hope the future's bright for you, Simon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fish.
And we have now Melvin Thomas with us, one of the big guys in the middle. And Melvin, Shane Hill was saying there was a little hard to get focused tonight. Did you find that?
Definitely. I mean, like Shane said, they were without their two Americans, and, you know, we just thought it would be a bit easier, but those guys, they took it right at us.
Yeah, were you surprised at the way they came out and the way they managed to hold on and just keep fighting when you were up by big numbers? They got it back to within 1 point.
Oh, yeah, I was very surprised. We went up by 17, 18 points, and those guys, they just stayed focused, and they just kept coming back at us, and, I mean, they gave us a hell of a game tonight.
Yeah, was it a good preparation, do you think, for a playoff game, or were you looking for a little bit more from the Kings?
We were looking definitely for a little bit more. I mean, we wanted to go into the playoffs, you know, with all our strength going, our running game and our perimeter game going, and, you know, those guys took a little bit of that away from us, but, you know, we got a couple more days before the playoffs, so we're hoping.
All right. Well, you're up against some very big men over the next few weeks, people like John Dorge and Mark Bradke, these sort of guys, and you're not the biggest man in the league in the middle, but how are you looking forward to the challenge there?
Well, you don't have to be big to play this game. I mean, you know, I got a big heart. You know, I get the job done, but like you said, those guys are big, and they are tough, but, you know, I'll be up to the task.
Yeah, well, you've made some amazing slam dunks there. I think you'll be featured in Highlight of the Week. You've just about got the whole package parceled up yourself. There are a couple of real big jams there. You must have enjoyed it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's been a long time since I've done that, but, you know, I'm just happy that we won the game and looking forward to the playoff.
Yes, and the playoffs, the Sydney Kings have promised so much over the years. You haven't been here all that long, but do you sense that there is an expectation that people really want to see Sydney do something this year?
Oh, well, you know, everybody want to win. So, you know, I'm just going to go out and try to do the best I can. I mean, we had the Swans in the finals. We had the Flames in the finals. Hopefully we can get to the finals. So, you know, I'm just going to do the best I can.
I'm sure you will, Melvin. It was a great effort tonight on your behalf. We enjoyed watching you play, and it was terrific. Good luck in the playoffs. Well, Tim Morrissey, back with me now.
I like to move it. You like to move